Okay, so free gem. I'd like to have a word about a few forgotten parts that could actually be useful to new players. I'm talking about the parts that are the radar, the receiver, and of course the jammer. Jammer. This thing increases your auto spotting range. You know, when you're nearby a player and it just basically it puts them on your map, but when you go too far away, you lose them. And this is just to increase the range of it. And the bigger ones, of course, increase it more. Very underused. Very helpful, but underused. For a good reason, but we'll talk about it later. We'll skip over you. We have the jammer. The jammer will counter this range increase. That's a good mechanic. But here comes the thing. This is the receiver. Normally, you'd only see people on your map when people actually spot them, when you damage them, or when you're nearby, and I'm talking about enemies. But if your teammate is nearby an enemy and you don't have this receiver, you don't know what trouble he is in. You don't know what's going on. With a voice chat program, you can usually just go by this. You can inform your team in the match what you are seeing right now, what is going on. It takes way less than having to stop and to type it out or to ping it down or to spot people which new players don't know. New players, and especially those that don't know about spotting, or just when they're in trouble and they are panicking and don't know, that's when they want help. But if you don't have this thing, you don't know where to go. You don't know what enemies your team is facing. You don't know where trouble is. If this was a thing that everyone had by default, so you'd only have these parts, and you'd receive what your teammates would see in the form of enemies when they're actually close, you would know where to go because you'd see them. But if they go far away again, they're gone. So spotting is still more helpful than actually going by the whole system. And yes, it should receive then also when you don't have a radar. The radar should just increase that range for the player to do so. You should at least have it where it goes over at let's say 2/3 of the map, or even the whole map, who knows? But if you see where you need to go, because you just see it, because a person is there and in trouble, you will go there. This is just awareness that needs to be in by default. It is so helpful, but nobody uses the part because either everyone's forgotten about it, or most people don't use radar, so it doesn't even work. Well, if that's still a mechanic where you actually need the radar. But here's just the thing. Radars and the jammers. Receivers are a thing that everyone can see. If one of your teammates is near an enemy, you will see the enemy, but only if he's nearby it. You will know where to go. That is literally awareness for the cost of nothing. No need to be all looking around, no need to constantly ask your team to spot and ping and tell where enemies are. New players, old players, well, especially new players, will have this feature as very, very, very helpful. Please, just add it by default, just like the rectifier. It's a thing that everyone needs once in a while, and especially those who aren't that good at certain things. Please, just add it. It's such a helpful thing, but nobody uses it. It could be so much more if it was by default. This was my thing, 4.5 minutes, Rocky out.